everyone, and welcome to the nation's capital for tonight's Saturday night SFL action here on For the Fan. I'm Jack Brown alongside owner of the Arizona Scorpions, Eddie Gage, for tonight's action between the Tulsa Desperados and the DC Dragons. Eddie, Tulsa coming in riding a 2-game winning streak, and with owner Dion Hawkins experiencing somewhat of a homecoming, coming back to where it all started for him. He played his rookie season for DC, and DC, they're still looking for win number 1 in the second incarnation of their franchise.
I tried to retire, but the viewers demanded it, SFL Nation insisted on it, and to the dismay of League Commissioner Cameron Irvine, broadcast director Mike Daggs offered me to triple my salary if I agreed to it. Once the SFL caved into my demands and decided to show me the money, you know what that meant, SFL Nation. Look at your friends watching the game alongside with you and say it with me. What up, though?
Finally, we got to say the legendary words.
None of that is true.
Back here on For the Fans once again. But yeah, these two teams, battle of the top 2 passing defense in the league. It should be a absolutely lights out performance in terms of the shutdown from these defensive backs. But the rushing defense has been the struggle here so far. Expect to see a lot of plays on the ground.
Yeah, looking at this contest coming in, you just wonder how much more of a run game both these two teams plan on executing today, especially after Sonzo Robinson had such a good game last week with the Sioux Falls.
Yeah, and they got 2 high-powered ringbacks. Of course, Robinson for the Desperados. And, well, DC, they're coming out with 2 halfbacks, so you never know what to do with these two teams. The ball's on the tee here in Washington, D.C., and we're just about set for kickoff here in the nation's capital. It's going to be fielded right at the goal line, taking out past the 10, past the 20, up to about the 23-yard line. And that's where Shabazz Synergy and the DC Dragons are going to set up.
As you stated, I'm just interested to see just how much DC plans on executing that run game today. I was talking to Dion Hawkins, owner of the Tulsa team, and he told me they're going to get a heavy dose of Sonzo Robinson today.
Yeah, that's what I heard from him as well. So it's first down and 10, going to be a heavy set. Expect the run here to Kevin Say. That's exactly what they're going to do. Going to be a handoff, and they're going to lose a yard on the run. Tulsa coming in, biting down on that run, and they're able to stop it behind the line.
Yeah, apparently Tulsa did not get that memo, and they're trying to change that around and improve on that run defense. They have a great start here today.
Yeah, Jonell Ritter, the man on the tackle. 2nd and 11 now. It's an empty backfield look for the Dragons. Synergy goes right in the middle of the coverage, gets the first down. What a nice pitch and catch for them. Catch made by Jeff Banfield.
Perhaps I need to get a second look, but it looked like Tulsa was countering with a 3-4 defense. If they continue at that pace, DC is going to have a great game offensively through the air.
Yeah, DC wearing their Circle of Iron uniforms. Meanwhile, Tulsa in the white with the maroon pants. Hand off to Kevin Say now. Say working it to the outside, able to stretch that play and gain 6 yards.
Number 71 for DC got a great block on the outside there, getting to the second level.
Yeah, that's what you really want to see out of your offensive line, just getting to the next level, making sure they can get those blocks and continue the play after it gets after the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 4 now for the Dragons. 2 wide, 1 in the backfield for Synergy. Synergy, short drop, throws it over to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say spins. Probably someone should have told him to spin a little bit closer to the defender, because he just got laid out.
He sure did, but I like the patience there of Synergy. Did not force the ball in there tight. Decided to jump off to his tailback and take those 2 yards. 3rd and 1.
3rd and short. Heavy formation. Gonna be a handoff to Say, and Say gets masterful blocking ahead of him. Gets the first down and gets it across midfield off forward progress over to Tulsa's 48-yard line.
Yeah, DC actually pulled the guard right there, and I thought Kevin Say was going to cut up the A gap for the easy first down, but decided to take a risk going outside looking for more yardage. First down, DC.
Yeah, the risk clearly paid off as they got a nice little cushion of yards after that as well. 1st and 10 for the Dragons. 2 wide with one of the backfield is their look. Short drop by Sabaz Synergy, and it's going to be a simple throw over to Kevin Say, and Say gains 7 on the reception.
Yeah, they actually had both their tight ends open on the play, but decided to check it down to his tailback, and he picks up 7 yards.
Yeah, going for the safe throw, and it paid off for him, gaining 7 yards. That's what you always like to see. I'm going to bring up a 2nd and short situation. 2nd and 3, if we're going to be exact here. Banfield lining up to the top of your screen here with the split back formation under center. Deep drop for Synergy as Synergy goes for the sidelines, and that one was caught in bounds. Banfield, his 2nd catch of the night. He already has 23 yards.
DC's offensive line is doing a great job thus far in the run game and the passing game, giving him time to look to his 2nd and 3rd option and get that ball out for a 1st down.
Yeah, in a way, you could call him, just always make sure that you can call on him and get those reliable catches. 1st and 10, 3 wide to the bottom, 1 wide to the top. Synergy in the shotgun. Goes for the quick throw, and that one was caught over the top of probably 4 or 5 Tulsa Desperados. Kingston Ellington with the grab.
I know the play resulted in 9 yards, but that was his first ill-advised pass of the game. I thought that pass was going to be picked off, and somehow he put enough loft under it to get it to his receiver.
2nd down and 1. Another short run is going to be the call over to Kevin Say. Say going right up the middle, and a few plays ago he ran to the outside. Now we see why he did that. Sanders on the tackle.
Yeah, they did. They crammed down, pinched down inside, and they'd have been smart to audible and checked it off to a run, either to a run to the outside or something quick outside, because practically all of Tulsa's defense was sitting inside waiting for that.
3rd down and 1. Ball to the Tulsa 24-yard line. We hand off to the outside to Kevin Say, and Say gets the 1st down and gets the Dragons into the red zone for the first time tonight.
Great block by his fullback, securing that 1st down as Tulsa was bearing down on him. Got a great block and got a few extra yards after picking up the 1st down. DC is moving.
And they're all putting it on the back of their halfback, Kevin Say. We said this is going to be a run-heavy game, and so far, DC certainly is not proving us wrong. This is going to be another handoff to Kevin Say up the middle. Gain of 5 before he was simply just hit down. 2nd down and 5. Now the ball is up to Tulsa's 13.
Yeah, Espanola actually saved a touchdown, because had he not made that tackle, it was between Say and the corner to beat, and that's advantage Kevin Say all day.
So it's 2nd and 5. 2 wide at the top, 1 wide to the bottom with split backs. Handoff to the inside once again to Kevin Say. Makes it a 3rd and 3. Ball's now on Tulsa's 12-yard line. Short drop from Synergy going over the middle, and that one, very risky throw. Could have been picked off by 3 different Desperado defenders.
2nd time this drive that he made an ill-advised pass. Not sure why he decided to do so, because he had, I believe it was Corey Jones on the outside, who had picked up an easy 1st down the out route.
Yeah, clearly he wanted to set the precedent early, but now Don Wilson will be out to attempt the relatively short field goal here to put DC up 3-0 on top of the Desperados, who are, as I said earlier, looking for win number 3 in the same amount of weeks. Kick is away, and it's going to be through for 3 from 29 yards out, which means that DC is now up on the Desperados 3-0 after a barn burner first drive.
It was, and they actually chewed up half the clock of this first quarter, chewing up 5.5 minutes. Great job, just keeping the defense off the field, meanwhile keeping Tulsa's defense on the field. That's gonna benefit greatly in the second half.
Yeah, just burning out the clock As now Wilson's going to kick it away. Fielded at about the 10, going to be taking it past the 20, past the 25, to the 28-yard line. And now Tulsa, and more importantly, Sanzo Robinson, are going to come out, take the field, and they're going to look to accomplish what DC did on that last drive themselves.
If they hold up to the words of owner Deion Hawkins, they're going to feed that man and feed him often. I think he's one of the best power backs in the SFL, just underutilized.
Couldn't agree with you more. First down and 10. Deep drop from rookie QB JQ. And JQ, deep drop, short throw, but he's able to make it work. Second down and 5.
Well, it was a smart decision because he was actually looking deep, which is why he had the 7-step drop. DC took that away from him and forced him to check it down.
Yeah, and he checked it down to Gabriel Manning, one of the most reliable, one of the best just all-around players in the SFL, really. Like, you know, the man, he's always known for being the $1 million man, and he always proves it. Second down and 5 now. Moderate drop, throws it to the sideline, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 1 after the completion.
Yeah, once again, just taking what the defense gave him. He actually had Gabriel Manning at the top of the screen. Would have been an easier completion and may have picked up a first down. Be that as it may, he completes the pass anyway, setting up a short 3rd and 1.
So it's 3rd and 1 for Tulsa, coming out in the I form. Moderate drop back for JQ, and JQ is going to go down. DC able to get the pressure on JQ, and Benny Butcher comes in and slices and dices up this drive into bits.
Yes, he did. I was actually surprised to see them get that much pressure on. He had a 3-man front, but they were able to get to him rather quickly and force a punt.
So after Eddie's little rhyme right there, it's going to be 4th down and 7. Tulsa going to have to punt it away. Not able to replicate what DC could do on their first drive. Punt is away, and it was nearly blocked. Going to be taken at about the 32-yard line. Going to be taken up to the 36. 1st and 10 now. If you're Shabazz Synergy, you're working with the lead here for probably the first time in a long time. It's going to be interesting to see what you can do.
Well, they had the lead last week versus St. Louis, but unfortunately for them and their fans were unable to hold on to it. But this is a young team that's learning how to win. They have, I believe 17 rookies on this team. So we'll see how it unfolds today.
Yeah, a young team, but they've certainly proved that they can hold it with the best of them. They're going to hand it off to Kevin Say. Say losing a few yards on the play. Espen Real on the tackle.
Yeah, he's always been consistently one of the better run defenders in this league, and they pay him handsomely, and he showed there quite why.
So it's 2nd and 12 for Synergy. Gonna be another handoff to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say's got some blockers to the outside, able to make it into a 3rd and at least a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, we've seen him come out in this strong power now a few times when off-tackled here, getting a pulling guard out there, out in front of him. And we'll see if they can wear this defense down and benefit a bit more off that play in the second half.
So it's an empty backfield for DC. Expect the throw. Synergy goes deep towards the sideline, goes for the 50-50 ball. That one was up in the air a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but it's going to be going to the ground incomplete. 4th down and 8.
Yeah, oftentimes on that play, you see the DB caught staring in the backfield looking at the quarterback. This time he was not fooled, and once he saw the receiver closing in on him, decided to turn around and pretty much chase him, and was able to bat that ball down and force a punt.
Yeah, keeping with his man, that was Cameron Shaw on the pass deflection. Now out comes Ron Van Cleef. Van Cleef punt is away. And it's going to be fielded at about the 25. Going to be taking up a few extra yards on top of that. So now JQ coming out for a second drive tonight. He did okay that first drive, able to get most of Tulsa's offense going. But as we discussed earlier, against the top 2 passing defenses in the league, you can't rely on the air ball.
Yeah, not so much today so far, but they didn't actually feature Sanzo Robinson on that last drive. I looked for him to get involved a bit more here on this one.
They're not going to do it this play. JQ throws it down, and it's going to be caught, taken up past the first down. No, they're not. They're not going to give it to him. Catch was made by Sanzo Robinson, so that's his first involvement of the night.
Battle of the 20 so far. Sanzo Robinson versus Kevin Say. Kevin Say looking to prove that he belongs in this league. Sanzo Robinson is trying to establish why he's one of the best power backs. We got a battle going on thus far.
Yeah, he had 147 yards last week against Sioux Falls. That was a victory for the Desperados. And they're going to hand it off to him for the first time tonight. Sanzo Robinson kind of lost in the backfield, and he's going to lose a yard. DC not giving him anything, and Exodus O'Brien coming in and laying down the hammer.
Exodus O'Brien, one of the better rookies defensive tackles to draft this far in this league coming out. And Sanzo should have hit that up the A gap and got what he could, but he tried to stretch it outside and got tackled for a loss.
So it's 3rd down and 2. Throwing it towards the sideline, and that one was a very risky throw. But they are lucky that one was just incomplete. 4th down and 2 for the Desperados.
Yeah, they looked like a 3-week defense, I believe they were in. The cornerback sagged out and bailed out of there looking for a deeper route. But he had help on the outside. The linebacker was able to bat that ball down and force a punt.
So now out comes Ismail Farouk to punt it away for Tulsa, the second time they've had to do it tonight. Kick is away, and it's going to be in the air for a long time. Feel it at the 25, and they're going to take it up to the 30-yard line. DC once again setting things up, and I mean, so far for them, it's been a pretty good night.
It has, and you got Kanye Robinson returning punts for the team this season. I wonder if he's going to ask for a raise next season because I don't recall him returning punts and kicks before in his career.
First and 10. Hand off to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say's got some room to the outside to run. He's going to make it to the second level of the defense. Gets 15 yards on the run. What a great play from Kevin Say.
What a great play, but also what great blocking. You saw the right guard go out there pulling, and he was able to get to the second level. He's been getting some great blocking thus far. And my MVP for this game so far goes out to this DC offensive line.
First and 10 once more for the Dragons in the heavy set. Deep drop, throwing it down on the flat to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say, once again, doing what he needs to do and not much more, gains 6 yards of the throw.
I believe that was John Ritter over there to make the tackle. He had a long way to go to catch up to Kevin Say, but he did a great job closing in on him, bringing him down for a 6-yard gain.
Second and 4, balls on midfield. Hand off to Say, and Say not even given a chance. Blown up miles behind the line of scrimmage. Chris Andrews, the defensive end, saw the play, knew exactly what was happening, and he went for the ball.
I think he was in the offensive huddle that last play because he did a great job of anticipating a snap count and was able to get up out of his stance before the offensive lineman even got up off the ground.
So it's 3rd down and 9. Deep drop for Synergy. Synergy going for that 50-50 ball. Not going to work this time. DC going a little bit uncharacteristic, going for the deep balls. Julian Villaire on the deflection.
You just wonder how much they must have saw some film and thought they could take advantage of that matchup today because that's the second time they went for that deep ball, but the second time it's been batted down.
4th and 9. Oh, there's a penalty on the play. Oh, wow. A penalty at that point is very interesting. Let's see what the call is.
It's not going to result in a first down, but something you definitely don't want to see.
Yeah, it's an encroachment call. You know, I got to say, if nothing else, that was extremely interesting to see a a penalty happen that early on in a given play. But now, sure, it's not going to give them the first down, but it most certainly will give the Dragons the ability to maybe pin Tulsa down within their own 10, maybe even their own 5.
Yeah, they got a great opportunity here to pin them deep, and it's going to give their special teams coach headaches if he continues to make mistakes like that.
Snaps a little bit off center, but the kick is away. Going to be fielded at the 15, and Tulsa takes up to about the 19-yard line. Nice job making something out of nothing.
Gary O'Mannon, you have to make an impact so far in the return game, and you just wonder, it's only a matter of time before he's due and takes advantage of these opportunities he's been getting.
Yeah, he's the definition of a ticking time bomb, especially on the return game. Should be about one final play remaining in the first quarter here as JQ goes deep with the drop, and Sanzo Robinson had it in his hands and just dropped it, although honestly it probably would have been better for him to drop it instead of catching, probably lose a few yards.
Mistakes like that just cannot continue to happen. You're already down 3-0. You don't want to give this DC team hungry for its first win any momentum or confidence whatsoever. You need to put your foot on that neck and keep it there.
So it's 2nd and 10. Tulsa coming out with no man in the backfield. JQ scouts, goes over the middle, and that one was caught and a first down. From the outside looking in, that one was a very risky throw to Corey Jones, but a very risky throw to bring us to the end of the first quarter here on For the Fans. Stay tuned, folks. We got ourselves a very entertaining ball game, Eddie.
Yes, we do.
So after that amazing throw, it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball on Tulsa's 30-yard line. Deep drop. It's going to be a short throw over to Sanzo Robinson. And Sanzo Robinson is going to pick up maybe a few extra yards in the penalty, although it was thrown when the hit was landed.
Yeah, it's a face mask.
Face mask. Ah. Yeah, you can kind of see it from up here, the way that he was kind of getting yanked around. That one just was not what you wanted to see. Not a pretty play at all right there from Eric Guger.
Yeah, Sanzo's not an easy man to bring down. He's a big, powerful back, and you want to get him down any way you can, especially if you're a defensive back. That's no easy task, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
So it's 1st down and 10. Split back with 3 wide is the call. Handoff now to Sanzo Robinson, and Sanzo Robinson is going to be dropped for a loss of 1.
Surprised they haven't gotten him more involved because DC is playing with a soft box here thus far today. I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon, but if you don't give them a reason to, they're just going to keep, feeding the ball.
2nd and 11. Offset I is the call. Deep drop for JQ. Looking around. Oh! That man got hit at the shoulders and brought down. The magnitude of the hit from Exodus O'Brien. Here's a man out for blood.
Exodus is showing why he was so highly touted by so many teams. DC continues to show up with this soft box, and Tulsa is unable to take advantage of it. They continue to give up all this pressure on the quarterback despite a 3-man front.
3rd and 18. Tulsa kind of has to throw the ball now. Deep drop from JQ. There was a defensive lineman right up on him, but he was able to get the pass away. No gain, no loss. 4th and 18.
So far throughout this game, Tulsa's offense has yet to show up, and I'm wondering if they perhaps forgot to get the memo that Sanzo Robinson is a great player. They need to feed him a bit more often.
But now, once again, Farouk out to punt it away. Kick is high, and it's long. Fielded at about the 30, and it's going to be taken up to the 33. DC now getting the shot that they need in order to hopefully just gain a little bit more control, because ever since that first field goal to start the game, Eddie, 5 punts in a row.
Yeah, both these offenses kind of pretty much died. But however, DC has pretty good starting field position here on the 33-yard line, hoping to take advantage of it.
So it's first down and 10. DC on their own 33-yard line. 2 wide to the top, 2 wide to the bottom. High snap for Synergy, and Synergy goes right over the middle, and it's going to be caught. First down. Able to get the wheels going once again. They're the DC Dragons.
90-yard slants, a weapon that's favored by a lot of teams across the SFL. And if you're going to be successful defensively, you got to find a way to limit the production of that play.
Handoff once more to Kevin Say. Kevin Say spins around probably 2 or 3 Tulsa defenders and is able to make what was probably a loss of 3 or 4 into a gain of 1.
You took the words right out of my mouth. How he managed to gain a yard, I have no idea. It looked like a 3-yard loss coming up, and he somehow eluded 4 defenders to get that to get that 1 yard.
2nd and 9 now. Handoff to Kevin Say once again, right in the middle. Kevin Say gets the second layer of the defense, makes it a 1st and 10.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Both of these teams continue to deploy a three-man front, and DC is finally starting to take advantage of it by running Kevin Say right up the A gap.
Meanwhile, score update from over in Fort Worth, Texas. The Toros are up on the Mavericks 7-0 over on the SFL's Twitch channel. Here on For the Fans, though, it's a 3-0 lead for the Dragons about halfway through the second. Short drop from Synergy. Goes with a deep throw over the middle, but that was going to be picked off. Tulsa taking it the other way, past the 50, past the 40. Got 1 man to beat. He's not going to beat him. Takes it out the 27-yard line. Torres on the pick. What a move.
The ball had no business being thrown. He had 2 pass deflections last week. He was sitting looking at the quarterback's eyes the entire way, picked the ball off, and that was almost a pick 6.
He probably read the play better than Synergy did there, honestly. But now Tulsa gets possibly the best play they've had tonight, and now you gotta capitalize.
Yeah, he just floated that ball out there, and I was shocked he threw it.
First and 10 now for Tulsa, going the other way. And off Sanzo Robinson. Sanzo Robinson gains about a yard, not much more, not much less.
Packed everybody in tight, came out with F-wing jokers, and usually when you see this play, a lot of teams like to dump it off to the tailback out in the flat. They decided to run out of it, picked up 1 yard.
3 wide to the bottom, 1 wide to the top. JQ's got a lot of time to throw, goes deep over the middle, caught! And they're not going to give him the touchdown. Nearly had it in, but DJ Hume coming down with the ball, gets it down to the DC 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he didn't score, because I thought once he made that first man miss, who took a terrible angle trying to intercept the ball, he was going to score. Didn't catch his number, but that was a terrible example of what not to do when trying to bring a man down to the ground.
But a great example of a touchdown-saving tackle came from the cornerback, John DeSantis. 1st and goal. Hand off to Robinson, and Robinson gets stopped at the 3-yard line. Exodus O'Brien, the young gun. I mean, what really can't be said about Exodus O'Brien that isn't a superlative?
I believe in the SFLM, he was a defensive tackle, but here in the pros, he's playing as a defensive end. How they did not score versus that 3-man front, I have no idea.
2nd and goal. Once again, it's going to be a handoff to Robinson. Robinson running to the outside. Not what you want to do when DC's playing such a soft defense, but they did, and they're now further back from the end zone.
Tulsa is on the goal line in a 3-2 dime, and Tulsa is having a hard time getting this ball in the end zone. I do not understand it.
So it's 3rd down and goal. Tulsa coming out in the offset eye. Deep drop from JQ. Throws it to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Desperados!
Q came out in a 7-step drop on the goal line, which is a no-no, but somehow got away with it. He got the time he needed to get the ball out to his tight end. Touchdown, Tulsa.
It seemed to be a purely rhythm play, and Tulsa able to make it work, and they're going to take the lead 7-3, of course, barring the extra point. Kicks away from Dorgan, and it's going to be through. And Tulsa takes a 7-3 lead. Meanwhile, over in Fort Worth, they also just scored a touchdown, 14-0 in favor of the Toros over the Mavericks, with just a little over a minute remaining in the first quarter in that game.
Fort Worth trying to prove all the doubters wrong who spoke about their lack of offense, already up 14-0.
Kick is away from Tulsa. Fielded right at the goal line by Kanye Rockefeller. Kanye running backwards. And they were lucky that he got forward progress up to the 20.
You can run sideline to sideline in high school. You can run sideline to sideline in the SFLM. But you try to do that in the pros, and you're going to get met with opposition every time.
Yeah, it just won't work this in the big leagues. 1st and 10 now for DC. Ball on the 20. Hand off to the outside to Kevin Say. And Kevin Say with the spin move.
Fumble.
Oh, but it's fumbled. Tried to get a little bit too fancy. And Tulsa makes them pay for it.
Made him pay and made him pay dearly. He had the first down. Tried to spin his way out of there, which I can't necessarily blame him for because he had one man left to beat before it would have been a foot race to the end zone. And unfortunately, coughed the ball up, and Tulsa picks the ball up.
So now
Andrews,
JQ, now JQ gets a second drive started at or inside DC's 30. Really, if they don't go up by 2 scores here, you know, it would be almost embarrassing. Hand off to Sanzo Robinson to the outside, and Sanzo Robinson not going to gain anything. 2nd and 10.
It amazes me that the defensive line for DC continues to shut this running game down despite a 3-man front. Guys like Exodus O'Brien are just really paying off, and I see why they drafted him so high.
Yeah, they're doing what they do best. 2nd and 10 for the Desperados. Hand off to Sanzo Robinson again, and Sanzo Robinson gets shut down back-to-back plays. You know, DC had among the lowest rated running defenses in the SFL. I think they were ranked 3rd lowest. You would never believe that watching this game so far.
Well, with guys like Hendershot out there, one of the better linebackers in the SFL, you knew at some point they had to turn around. They just got to put them in position to make plays.
Short drop from JQ, and JQ hit as he throws. 4th and 12. And DC and Butcher in particular are able to avert disaster from going down 2 scores, and now they might as well just go down by 7.
Judah Dorgan is going to get caught out here again to try to add 3 to this lead, and DC's defense coordinator has to be pleased with the way they've played so far.
Yeah, really, it's only been one major mistake that is put the Dragons down where they are. You know, get rid of those 2 turnovers, and it would be still a 3-0 ball game as the field goal is through, and it's 10-3 Tulsa. But don't count DC out, folks. The Dragons, they're still very much in this one.
Oh, we got a lot of football left. We're only here in the 2nd quarter, and all it takes is one play to change the momentum of this game.
Especially with these 2 teams where they've been... It's basically just been a few big plays after another for these 2. Farouk, once again with the ball up on the tee, or Dorgan, sorry. Kick is away. Taking at the goal line, or they're going to run this one out of the end zone. Rockefeller taking it up past the 20, up past the 25. Kanye Rockefeller must have been dared by Kevin Say to try and spin as many times as he could without fumbling it.
He did, and I thought they might have got away with a face mask early on, but I guess he caught him by the shoulder pad instead. But had he not slowed him down, Kanye was headed to the outside. He might have had something going there.
Handoff now to Kevin Say to the outside, and Kevin Say, he's got some room to run, and he's going to take it up to the 40 now. And it's going to be first down and 10 once more for the Dragons.
That stretch play thus far has been money for this team. I'm looking forward to them to feeding Kevin Say a bit more than they have. Trying to flip this field position.
First and 10 now once more for DC, getting the ball rolling. A little over 3:30 remaining here in the first half. Handoff once more to Kevin Say right up the middle, and Kevin Say gains 6 yards on the run. Not bad, all things considered.
Not bad at all. They actually, Tulsa brought the strong safety in the box looking for the run, ran to his side. He was still able to pick up 6 yards. That's an impressive run by this offensive line for Tulsa. Excuse me, for DC.
Handoff once again to the outside to Kevin Say. Kevin Say spins around, doesn't fumble it, gets the first down.
Yeah, that time he had 2 hands on it, but this stretch play is killing Tulsa's defense. They got to get that under control.
Yeah, the one thing they've been doing pretty dang well, DC, is just getting that run to the outside, because the inside clearly is the no-go zone for Tulsa, but to the outside, it seems like you can almost have a field day out there. Handoff right up the middle on the draw, gains 3.
Far tight end flex. Tulsa countered with a nickel. And DJ Magic then coming, were able to read that and come up and make the tackle. 3-yard gain.
Handoff once again to the outside. Kevin Say finds a little bit of room, and he gains a few yards, taking us to the 2-minute warning here on For the Fans. Tulsa up on DC 10-3, but it's anyone's ball game. There's still a lot of football left here to play here on 11 Sports. Don't go anywhere, folks. Short drop there, throwing it over now to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say not able to get the first down. And now it's going to be a little bit interesting because it is punting range. However, if you're in DC spot, I would almost go for it.
1:40 left on Tulsa's 40-yard line. That's dicey. I mean, your defense is playing well. If you don't convert, you're going to put Tulsa in prime position to score a game before the half.
Well, they're going to punt it, Van Cleef.
Trying to milk as much clock as they can before punting it away.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's a smart move, right?
Absolutely.
Right where it needs to be. The kick is away. Going to take a dragon bounce at the 10, down to the 5, down to the 6. So JQ, if he wants to extend this lead heading into the half, he's going to have to get a 94-yard drive in about 1 minute and 6 seconds.
Or they could be smart with the football and try to set up for 3. I mean, I wouldn't try to force it too much because DC is thinking the same thing. They want to eliminate the touchdown before half, and they're going to probably keep those corners deep.
Yeah, right now it's the definition of take what the defense will give you.
Another 3-man front.
Moderate drop from JQ. It's going to be a throw over to Sanzo Robinson. Sanzo Robinson gains 2 on the play. Doing pretty well for himself so far. The comparisons there between JQ and Shabazz Synergy. JQ having a slightly better day on the whole.
Did you see Exodus O'Brien try to push him to the ground? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Handoff once more to Sanzo Robinson, and it seems to be the Desperados are just content with taking this to halftime.
Yeah, I wouldn't even line up, and I was walking off, but we'll see what they do. DC must have seen something on film to see that they can mitigate this running game with a three-man front because they've stuck with it all game thus far.
Yeah, split backs, but 3 wide. They might try and run one final play before the half. That they will. Short drop from JQ. Simple throw on the flat. A little bit of a risky throw. And it's going to be 4th and 10. DC relying on what would be a theoretical punt return touchdown to even it up heading into the half.
Yeah, JQ actually put some muscle on that pass. That was a backwards pass, and he looked like he had a hard time corralling it. Had he dropped that ball, that'd have been ruled a fumble.
Yeah, extremely risky, but I guess they knew something that we didn't. 4th down and 10. Punts away from Farouk. That's going to be fair caught. And that's going to take us to halftime here in the nation's capital. A homecoming of sorts for Deion Hawkins, who got his start here in DC back in Season 7. And now he's up against his former owner 10-3 at the main break.
That's got to feel good for Deion.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. Interesting stat line here. The Desperados have a -11 rushing yard. -11.
But somehow winning this game, when they've done it with turnovers, they forced a fumble, they got an interception off an ill-advised pass by some bad synergy. One set up a field goal, the other a touchdown, and that's what right now the deciding factor of this game, turnovers.
Yeah, DC overall playing probably just the better game of football, but much like last week, DC, the one thing that's really been holding them back throughout this entire season has been the turnovers, and tonight especially, it's rearing its head in once more.
It is, but it's not over. We still have a whole half of football left, and thus far, the best players for DC has been their offensive line and their defensive line, mitigating the run game for Tulsa. And I like to see them feed Kevin Say a bit more in the second half and get this game turned around.
Yeah, like when they run it to the outside here, Kevin Say is able to do some magical things. 91 running yards for him tonight, and that's only through one half. And really, this season on the whole has been a little bit more low-key for running backs this year, and Kevin Say is having a really good night.
He is, and if I were him, I would be drinking plenty of fluids and, up under the oxygen tank because he's probably going to get caught on again in the second half to do just what he did in his first half because he's been the positive spark for this offense so far.
Yeah, the biggest thing that DC needs to do now is just to get the ball into the end zone and not make any more of the silly mistakes that ended up in turnovers the first half. Realistically, they get that behind them. This will be really anyone's game to take it.
Absolutely. I mean, their offensive line set the tone early. I mean, they're getting great pass protection. They're getting out. They're pulling guards and set up the run to the outside and keeping the quarterback upright. If they can get rid of those silly mistakes and hold on to the football, they can easily come back and tie this game up.
So the ball's on the tee once again, as Don Wilson is going to be ready to send this one away to start the second half here in Washington, D.C. Kicks flying, is going to be taken at about the 15-yard line, up past the 25, up to the 30-yard line of Tulsa. JQ going to be taking the field once more. JQ, I mean, on the whole, he's been having a pretty decent night so far.
He has. I mean, he hasn't made, he's tried to go downfield a couple of times, but Tulsa was up to the challenge. But he's been smart with the football. And so far, if they can keep him under control and get this running game going, right things for DC.
Low snap for JQ coming out of the shotgun. Throws it over the sideline. They're not going to give him the first down. They are going to give him the catch, though. 2nd and inches. Catch is made by the money man, Gabriel Manning.
I thought that was a first down. He was clearly beyond the marker there. And apparently some home cooking going on for DC because I thought that was clearly a first down.
2nd and inches. 4 wide, 1 man off to his right for JQ. Low snap, looking around, floats one towards the sideline. Possibly the luckiest man in all the District of Columbia as DeSantis not able to come down with the pick.
Yeah, he had a shot at it, and I don't know how he didn't get it because he and Jack Russell were in prime position there to make that play, and somehow they hit the ground. Guess they were fighting over it.
Yeah, 21 and 22, much like when you are 21 or 22 years old, nearly able to get it, but just not able to really seal the deal. It'll be 3rd down and inches for the Desperado.
Let's see if they decide to hand this ball off to Sanzo Robinson.
Well, he's the only man back there, so expect the run. That's what they're going to do. Hand it off to Sanzo Robinson. They're going to say he got the first down.
Yeah, they did. It was close. I thought he got it, but wow, that was close.
Meanwhile, another scoring update from over at our friends in Fort Worth. Stephen Hacker just ran a massive one into the end zone for the Toros, and they're now up 21-0 over the Mavericks as Cam updates the score here, making us look all nice and beautiful. Here is our expected producer Cameron Irvine. Hand off to Sanzo Robinson, and Sanzo Robinson getting dropped once again. This DC Dragons defense. Again, you mentioned this earlier, how they must have been looking at some film because they always are coming out in that same formation. I mean, hey, it's working.
Yeah, they must have brought the guys in from the practice squad to run this offense and so they can get penetration because they've remained steady with this front all game long.
2nd and 12, deep over the middle, and it's going to be caught for a first down. The Desperado is able to get the ball moving. Gabriel Manning on the reception.
I don't know how he caught that pass there between the linebacker, corner, and safety. I mean, he fit that ball between 3 individuals, and somehow Gabriel Manning was able to catch that ball and protect himself, getting down to the ground to avoid the big hit.
1st and 10, balls on midfield. Hand off to Sanzo Robinson to the outside, trying to do that stretch play like Kevin say. I mean, it gained them positive yardage, which, is more than you could say about most of the running plays Tulsa's been doing tonight.
It is. I'm just flabbergasted, man. I know I've said this a million times, but it's just insane to me that they aren't able to take advantage of this box versus DC.
Short drop from JQ once again, and JQ threw it into about a pack of about, I would say, 7 or 8 DC Dragons.
It looked like it was probably about 3 or 4, but yeah, I mean, he threw that ball a little bit earlier than he wanted to because of the rush, and ill-advised pass, that could have been a disaster.
3rd and 9 for the Desperados. Empty backfield. These are always risky plays, and especially tonight. JQ, simple one over the middle. Not going to get the first down, but got the catch. 4th down and 1. DJ Hume with his 2nd reception tonight.
That was one of the weirdest defenses I've ever seen. It looked like they had a 3-man box. I was looking for the second linebacker, could not locate him. 4th and 1, like they're going to at least potentially threaten to go for it.
And they are. They're going to snap the ball, hand off to Sanzo Robinson, and he's not going to get the first down. DC, Clint Hendershot. There's a reason why that man's considered a legend among the linebackers of the SFL.
Yeah, he's been around a long time, always one of the league leaders in tackles, and comes up big time there and give their offense a short field to work with.
Yeah, Clint Hendershot, probably the biggest free agency signing the DC was able to snag in the offseason, proving his worth on the tackle. So now Shabazz Synergy gets to work some more. Throws it down now to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say not quite able to get past his first defender, but gains 4 yards.
I'll take that all day, any day. 2nd and 6. You stay ahead of the chains. You don't have to dig too far in the playbook. I'll take that all day. Don't let Jack Russell hear you say that he was their biggest free agent signing. He was a pretty big acquisition too there, Jack.
Yeah, true. Everyone's the biggest free agency signing if you really think about it. And I mean that genuinely, it's always great to bring someone onto your team. It's 3rd down and 7. After the run from Kevin Say, ball's now on their own 44. And DC, you do have to get a little bit creative on 3rd and 7.
You do, because you want to take advantage of this starting field position and come away with some kind of points on this drive if you can. Gun straight look out of DC first time tonight.
Let's see what they do with it. Throws over the middle, the classic all slants over the middle, gets them what they need, gets them to the promised land of the first down, and a heck of a lot more yards on top of that. Kay Marion with her first reception tonight.
Yeah, I remember watching her in the minors, and she was pretty impressive back then too, and she came up to the pros, and so far, coming up with a big catch here for DC to keep this drive alive.
Yeah, one of the most impressive receivers in the minor leagues was Kay Marion, now making her impact known among the pro ranks. Hand off to Kevin Say to the outside. Kevin Say spins around, gains 5 yards. Another man who made his impact in the minor leagues, one of the top running backs in this year's draft, and once again showing why he is considered that.
Yeah, every time they run that stretch play, they've had success. Tulsa has yet to mitigate the damage on that play, and I'm sure they're gonna run into it a few more times before this game is over. Look for the guard to pull on this play.
And they're going to hand it off to Say, and Say went out to the outside. There was no one there to guard him. He's going to get brought down every time behind the line. Jonell Ritter with the tackle.
That's right there was a great example of how to counter. When teams pull that guard, you bring a linebacker in right behind them where they just left from. It's going to be a tackle for a loss in the backfield most times.
Short drop. And hit as he throws. That one was... Oh, my goodness.
Kay Marion.
I don't think... Kay Marion... Wow, what a catch.
First of all, I don't know how JQ had... how Shabazz Synergy had the mustard to get that ball down because he was hit as he was throwing the ball. And Kay Marion able to focus on it, knowing she was going to get hit. Man's come down with it. Great play. First down, DC.
So it's 1st down and 10. DC down at the Tulsa 21. Handoff to Kevin Say to the outside. Kevin Say not able to get much going. 2nd down and 8 with a little over 5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd. 2nd down and 8 on Tulsa's 19. DC, they could very well score on this drive.
They can, but at least Tulsa, for the first time tonight, found that they can mitigate that stretch play, limiting DC's only 2 yards.
Gonna be another handoff. Gonna go right the middle there for Kevin Say. Gonna bring up a 3rd and 6. And, if there's any time really to throw, I would say, honestly, give a nice short to medium distance throw a try right now.
Absolutely. But credit needs to be given out, first of all, to Jaden Swift on that play because he didn't make the tackle, but he held Kevin Say up in the backfield. And otherwise, that would have been another first down for DC.
3rd and 6. No one in the backfield for DC. Synergy's got a lot of time to throw. Hurls it for the end zone.
Oh!
Caught! Touchdown Dragons! Josh Gill, his 2nd catch tonight, and it's made it into a ball game once again.
How Shabazz threaded the needle to fit that ball in there, I have no idea. Josh Gill, he was their first wide receiver picked in the draft, and he's showing why right there, able to make the big, tough catch on a post route over the middle, knowing he's going to get a big hit.
Yeah, that is the sort of stuff that you see from guys who've been in the league, for 5, 6, 7 seasons. But Josh Gill still a young rookie, able to get that grab is phenomenal, and pending the extra point, as it is up, and it is through. This game is tied, folks, 10 apiece.
Tied with still 4 minutes left in the third quarter. We got a lot of football left. This is anybody's ball game.
Yeah, meanwhile, over in Fort Worth, San Diego's driving. First and goal, they're on Fort Worth 5 with 14 seconds remaining in the half. We'll give you any more updates if anything else interesting happens there. Kick is away there from Don Wilson, and it's going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line. Taking up past the 30, and that is where JQ is going to start the drive.
Anytime Tulsa is returning a kick or a punt, you stop what you're doing, put your eyes on the field, and you just wait with bated breath to see what Gabriel Mann is going to do next. So far, they've been able to corral him.
Yep, and San Diego was able to get a field goal out of the situation. Now it's 21-3 in the DFW area. Short drop, throwing it over the middle, and that one was a very low ball, but Corey Jones able to make a lot out of a little, gained 7 yards on the reception.
Well, I think it was low on purpose. It was designed to protect the receiver. You'd like to see him slide and make that catch, but instead he, caught it trying to make something happen and took a big hit unnecessarily. His quarterback's actually looking out for him.
Second and 3. Hand off to Robinson, and Robinson's going to get the first down and a few yards on top of that. Seems to be that these offenses have really decided to come at each other's throats now in the third quarter.
They have, and I'd like to see Sanzo get the ball a bit more. You can see his enthusiasm as he's getting up off the carpet. He wants the ball more too.
Ball's on the 46.
Wow.
Gonna be another handoff to Robinson, but Robinson not gonna get anything going forward. 2nd and 11. This DC Dragons defense, it's been suffocating.
They got the memo as what had happened because they got tired of hearing all that talk about their run defense, and they're looking to do something about it tonight. And so far, they're up to the challenge.
I form for the Desperados. Hand off to Sanzo Robinson, and Sanzo Robinson's got some room up the middle. And Sanzo Robinson able to find the room and gets the first down and gets it all the way down to the DC Dragons 43-yard line.
He showed great patience for a big man. He sat there, fouled his blocker, his fullback, and then once that was over, cut outside, who Corey Jones put on a great block, sit on the inside, cut outside, got a few more extra yards. Corey Jones, nice block, young man.
Well, it's going to be 1st and 10. Deep drop from JQ. Short throw to Sanzo Robinson. Sanzo Robinson slow to get off the jump. Gonna lose 2 yards. And Eddie, you won't believe this, but Fort Worth able to get a touchdown right as time expired in the first half. They're now up 28-3 heading into the main break over the San Diego Mavericks off of a Hail Mary pass that was probably tipped off about 3 or 4 times.
When you're facing a team who you feel is inferior to you, you put your foot on their neck and you keep it there. Wow, look at this.
And well, speaking of the foot on the neck, this DC Dragons defensive line has clearly felt like they're superior to Sanzo Robinson, and really, the stats don't lie. He doesn't even have 15 yards today.
Yeah, I was looking at the stat line just right now. To surprise, they are doing a great job containing this big man.
JQ throwing it deep over the middle, and he's got it! Makes a 3rd and 2 into a 1st and 10, and the 18-yard line. Corey Jones on the grab. He found the hole in the defense of DC, and I mean, look at the results.
You wonder if his offensive coordinator saw the great effort he put in getting that block for his tailback and decided to reward him with the play down up right there for Corey Jones.
First down and 10. Handoff to Sanzo Robinson on the draw play, but DC did not fall for that. 2nd down and 9.
Sanzo's got to be getting frustrated to this point that he's yet to have a breakout performance. Excuse me, a breakout run thus far.
Handoff to Sanzo Robinson once again, but he's not going to get anything out of it. 3rd down and 10, and that will probably bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. It will, folks. Get your 4s up in chat. We got ourselves a defensive barn burner. And I know, Eddie, as a defensive guy, you got to love these games.
86, we love you.
Yep, get your 4s up, get your 86s up. Get them all up, folks. Tulsa in the red zone. You're watching the SFL on FTF. Empty backfield look for JQ. Expect a throw, possibly to the end zone. He's got a decent amount of time to throw. Goes for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Desperados! They're up once more in this barn burner of a match. Gabriel Manning, the money man, takes it home.
Q saw DC line up in a 3-2, I think it was a 4 sky, and they went right to where the safety just left. He's down in the box playing the sticks. They were thinking bigger picture, found their big money man, Gabriel Manning, for the score.
So not even 5 seconds into the 4th quarter, and the tie's been broken. With the kick on the way, and it's going to be through. So, okay. Tulsa is up 17-10 now, right? So, if you're DC, what would you say, honestly, the goal is? Touchdown or field goal?
Take a score any way you can get it. You still got an entire quarter left to play, but you always want to get Kevin Say involved even more than you have already.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more as Dorgan gets the kick away, and it's going to be fielded right at the goal line. Taken out past the 20 up to the 22. So now Shabbat Synergy coming out once again playing at a deficit. This is something that he's been, relatively used to this year, but he's been doing pretty well tonight. 12 for 16, a little over 100 yards tonight. And of course, Kevin Say looking down the barrel of a 100-yard rushing night.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, despite the one bad decision he made, he's played a pretty good football. I would mix it with some run and pass and keep this defense guessing.
And well, they're going to start out with a pass to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say gains 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. Comparing the receiving yards there, I mean, it's a little bit unfair to compare Gabriel Manning, a receiver, to Kevin Say, a halfback. But yeah, I mean, he's been proving to be good for use here in DC.
Oh, thus far, yes, he's been the MVP of this offense along with their offensive line.
But they're going empty backfield is the Dragons. Shabazz Synergy lost one deep towards the corner. That one was right in the hands of number 41 Cameron Shaw, but Shaw just drops it. Oh man, Shabazz Synergy has to be one of the luckiest men in DC right now.
He is. I mean, they've targeted him a few times today, and he's so far lived up to the challenge. And as a corner, you live for moments like this, trying to make a play. He did everything but catch that ball. So he's been lived up to his billing all day today.
Third down and 8. DC kind of needs the first down. 2 men in the backfield, 3 men wide. Handoff to Kevin Say. Kevin Say goes right up the middle. Nearly had the first down. Maybe he just got hit so he can fall over a little bit further. He would have had it, but it's going to bring up 4th down and 2.
Yeah, that was a conservative play call there, on 3rd and 8 to go out there and try to run up the middle for a first down. Did not get it. They had to settle for a punt here deep in their own end. The defense have to, hold the fort down and try to get the ball back to this offense.
Yeah, it seems to be the last place you'd want to go conservatives on 3rd and 8 within your own 30, but that's their prerogative. Punt is away. Taken at the 30 up to the 39-yard line of Tulsa. And now JQ looking to extend the lead. I mean, really, that last drive showed them basically the template to follow.
Oh, absolutely. They mixed it up some running pass and right like I alluded to earlier. Once DC was looking to play the sticks, trying to prevent the first down on third down, they went right over the safety's head for the touchdown.
Deep drop for JQ. Short pass, Sanzo Robinson. Robinson gains 2 yards on the reception. Not bad for him by any standards.
JQ was looking for Corey Jones on a fade route, and he thought about it because the corner actually sat down in the box playing the sticks. It was him one-on-one with a safety, which is an advantage Corey Jones all day, but he decided to check it down and settle for the 2-yard gain.
2nd and 8 now. Offset I is the formation. Very deep drop. Slings it deep for the middle, but DC goes up there, swats it down. Number 46, the man, the myth, the legend, Kanye Rockefeller, coming in with the PD.
Yeah, but he wants an interception. He had a golden opportunity last week versus St. Louis to seal the win if he would have got a pick, but he dropped it, and he dropped this one here again, and he's won that one back badly.
So it's 3rd and 8. Tulsa coming in with the empty backfield. Throws it right over the middle. It's going to be caught for a first down. Caught as he fell. That's Gabriel Manning.
That's who. Gabriel Manning once again coming with a big catch on 3rd down to move the sticks.
And you can see there, just threads the needle, puts the ball exactly where it needs to be. It was just perfect. Funny for me to say this, perfect synergy, in a way, between JQ and Gabe Manning.
Yeah, it was, and he got that ball down low to protect his receiver, which was even better.
Handing it off to Sanzo Robinson once again, and Robinson barreled through the first line of defense, gets up to the second one, is going to make it 2nd and 3. Ball is now within the DC Dragons 40-yard line.
I didn't catch his number, but it looked like that was Espen Royale who he bulled over there to get additional yardage, which is not an easy thing to do.
So it's 2nd and 3. Going to be another handoff to Robinson. Robinson's got some blocking to the outside. And Sanzo Robinson. That was his best run of the night. He's going to get the Desperados up to the Dragons' 25-yard line.
His right guard must have skipped breakfast this morning because he was able to get out there so quick and get to the second level and block the defender there for Sanzo Robinson to get some additional yardage. Wow, he got out there really fast.
Yeah, maybe Sanzo told him, like, hey, eat one less plate of pasta this week, lighten you up, so you can go run and get me some blocks. And, hey, it worked. Short drop from JQ as JQ throws over the middle. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Decently sure that'll be a DPI.
It is, and that's a bad call, though, because both guys have a right to that space going for the ball. That's a terrible call by the ref.
Yeah, it's going to be a defensive pass interference on Clint Hendershot, the linebacker for the Dragons. And I want to see if we can get another look at that play. It looks like we aren't. Yeah, I agree, Eddie. It's like, maybe there was something the ref saw that we didn't. But it looked to, us up here in the booth that it was a perfectly legal attempt at going for the ball.
That was a
now
terrible
it's first
penalty.
down. Yeah. But now it's 1st down and 10. Ball's on the 15. Handoff to Robinson to the outside. And Robinson picks up a few more yards on top of that. And it's going to be 2nd down and 8 with about 7:30 remaining in the ball game.
That was a great tackle there by the defense because I thought he was headed to the end zone. Slow developing play, but they had it blocked up pretty well.
Second down and 8 now, 3 wide with a split back in the backfield. Simple handoff there to Sanzo Robinson, but Robinson not going to get anything, and Casey Husky, the man on the tackle.
Once again, limiting the effectiveness of this run game. And I'm sure that Sanzo going to be disappointed after the performance he had last week, but he'll take it if they can find a way to hold on and get this win.
3rd and 8 now for JQ. Throws it a little under route. It's not going to get to the first down marker. What a play by the DC defense, honestly, to keep that play under control. David Leathers, I mean, that man just saved the Dragons.
He actually did. Yeah, he actually saved them from picking up that first down and bleed more time off this clock, giving this offense about 6 minutes to find a way to try to muster up 2 scores. And now, Tulsa is showing that they're thinking about going for it. F-Wing Jokers, once again, the last time they did this, they did not convert out of this same formation.
Let's see what they can do this time. Honestly, I think this time it's just going to be a sacrificial timeout.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to milk the clock here.
Which, a little bit of an interesting move, honestly, to try and go for something like that when you're only up by 7. As you and I both know, in APF, anything can happen. Sure, they're about to go up by 10 here. But a little bit of a strange thing to try and burn a timeout when there's still so much time left on the clock.
It is. They're trying to force the defense to jump off sides. I personally don't mind it. You're up 7 with potential to go up 10 with this successful field goal here. And if you manage to get them to jump, you're going to burn even more time off this clock.
Well, let's see what they can do. Judah Dorgan. Snap is low, but the kick is away, and it's going to be through for 3. The Desperados are now up 20-10 over the DC Dragons. And the Dragons, their offense this half has just seemed to not really have the same gusto they had the first half.
Same thing happened last week. They got into a significant lead versus St. Louis in the first half. The offense stalled out. St. Louis crawled their way back into it and won it late in the second. They could really use a big return here by Kanye to help this offense.
Let's see what he can do. He's going to take it out past the 20. Going to take a little spin around. He's got a little bit more room to run. Going to take it out.
And Tulsa got the ball back. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Excuse me. DC got the ball back.
If Tulsa got the ball back, that would have been... don't even make DC fans think about that, Eddie.
Oh, I thought they did. I thought I saw him. I didn't get his number, but I thought I saw him fall on it. He must have missed it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, great return by Kanye.
Under center now is Shabazz Synergy. Handed off to the inside there. It's going to be gain of 5. On the run there from Kevin Say. Another score update from Fort Worth. Fort Worth extending their lead over the San Diego Mavericks. Now up 34-3, and pending the extra point, they'll go up 35-3. A little over 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter over on the SFL's Twitch page. But here on For the Fans, it's a little over 5.5 minutes remaining. A little under 5.5 minutes, actually, as I say it. And DC is going to hand it off to Kevin Say. And Kevin Say, for one of the rare times tonight, gets blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, he was, but I would love to see this player progress. Once they get him to where he needs to be, he gets some season under his belt. Kevin Say is going to be a great running back in the SFL.
3rd and 7 for the Dragons. Sitting in the pocket, goes with the little bit of a lofty throw. 4th and 7. You can't be risking plays like that. Just not the best throw.
No, it was not. He tried to put some air up under it, but with his receiver running toward the sideline, he couldn't put too much air up under it, and it was batted down. 4th down, they have to go for it here.
Yeah, you kind of have to. Less than 5 minutes to go. Empty backfield for the Dragons. The game, I don't want to sound a little bit too much here, kind of rides on this. Synergy goes with a throw over the middle. Now it's going to be deflected. Turnover on downs. And Valier silences the hometown crowd as Tulsa's going to take over.
He did, but, man, looking at the replay, it doesn't look so much like it. But at first glance, I thought there was pass interference as he invaded his route just a little bit. But on the replay, I think that was the right call.
1st and 10 now for Tulsa. A touchdown would effectively seal the game. Handoff to Sanzo Robinson right up the middle. And Sanzo is going to get up to the 34-yard line, 2nd and 8.
If DC has any aspirations of winning this game, they have to try to find a way to force a field goal or create a turnover and keep this a 2-score contest.
Honestly, I would say that the turnover is probably more imperative than holding them to a field goal. Because then with the turnover, they score nothing and you get the ball back.
Milking this clock.
And they're doing a good job at it, too. Handoff once again to Sanzo Robinson. And Sanzo Robinson is going to pick up 1 yard, maybe. Going to make it a 3rd down and 9.
At this rate, they may be forced to punt if they can't get any more yardage here.
Third down and 9 now for the Desperados. A first down here would be massive, honestly, as it's going to be another handoff to Sanzo Robinson. Sanzo Robinson, he kind of played a bit of pinball off the defenders. He's going to make it 4th down and 3. If you were Tulsa, would you send out Dorgan to take the field goal?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't think twice about it. Tulsa very smart here, milking this clock. They're in no hurry whatsoever to line up for this kick.
Yeah, and as you said, it's a smart play, and pending the field goal, they will be up by a score of 23-10. Snaps a little bit low and nearly blocked. The long kick is good. 23-10, DC. It is basically required that they score a touchdown on this upcoming drive and then get the onside kick.
Yes, that's their only shot at this point. Field goals will do nothing for you. They got to score and score quickly, and then trying to find a way to get the ball back via an onside kick.
Let's see if Kanye Rockefeller can get the party started early from the goal line. Takes it up past the 10. And he's going to be making it to the outside. Not much going there. He's up to the 25. So now 75 yards is the goal. And realistically, you want to get this drive done in under about 90 seconds.
Ideally, yeah, you want to score quickly. And unfortunately for you, for DC fans, their best weapon on offense, Kevin Say, won't be involved so much in it.
Yeah, and now they're going to have to rely a little bit more on their on and off pass offense. Short drop from Synergy, as Synergy is going to get the ball short. A little bit of an odd throw to start out what should be a comeback for the win drive as Jeff Banfield gets 4 yards, coming out in the hurry up. 3 wide to the bottom once again. Synergy, same throw, same catch, going to get out of bounds, which I think is probably the more important thing there. K. Marion was actually the one on the grab there.
Yeah, K. Marion involved in this offense a bit more here in the second half. Looking to make a statement further downfield if they have any, chance of winning this ball game. It's a bad Synergy looking like he's been in the weight room.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he had a little bit of time away from the SFL. Maybe he, took up bodybuilding as a little bit of a side hustle.
Oh, look at this.
Moving around in the pocket. He clearly was not just getting yoked. He was tap dancing around everywhere in the pocket. Gets the throw off, caught by Kingston Ellington.
I think this is going to come back, though.
Oh,
I think they're going to get an ineligible receiver downfield.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Oh.
Yeah, they aren't anticipating Sabaz holding on to the ball for that long.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate because that was definitely a top 10 player right there.
Yeah. I mean, they always tell you, as an offensive lineman, you can't go further than 2 yards. 2 yards is like your big no-no zone. And clearly, number 72 did not listen, just was not processing it as he was there for so long. But now it's going to be an empty backfield look for the Dragons. 3rd down and 7. Synergy getting a lot of time to throw, and he's going to get the first
Out
down.
of bounds.
And K. Marion not going to get it out of bounds, though. They got to rush back up to the line if they even want a shot at getting this in for the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, you want to play before the 2-minute warning.
They are. They do get it in just before the 2-minute warning, and it might be a free play on top of that, although I think that might be holding.
Yeah, I think it's coming back again.
Yeah, you know, if DC still ends up scoring on this drive, it honestly would be considered a bigger miracle, considering that plays like this have been called back. And the offensive line, whose praises you were singing just moments ago,
letting them
now
down.
coming back to bite them. As we're now within 2 minutes of the game ending here in DC, 23-10 your score in favor of the Desperados. But don't go anywhere, folks. DC is driving, and they have a few more tricks left up on their sleeves. You're watching the SFL on For the Fan. Now it's first down and 20. Low throw, but it was able to get it to work. Did they get the ball out of bounds? Yes, they did.
You see Dion on the sidelines with those Dockers on. I gotta talk to his girlfriend about that. Let him walk out the house with those Dockers on. That looks ridiculous.
You think you can lecture him on the sort of pants he can be wearing?
He needs to, him and Jim Harbaugh must be good friends because that looks horrible.
Oh man, don't do my coach Jim Harbaugh like that. He already embarrasses himself enough every time we play Ohio State. Second down and 3. 2 wide to the bottom, 1 wide to the top. Deep drop there for Synergy. As Synergy is going to squeak out the first down to Jeff Banfield and get it out of bounds. So far, DC. Yeah. Oh yeah, couldn't agree more.
This is gonna be a booth review.
Yep.
I thought he got that right foot down.
Yeah. Only need 1 foot down here in the SFL for anybody new. Tuning in for the first time here on For the Fans. See what Jeff Banfield did there. Oh yeah, that's in. That's in. That's in.
After review, the play stands. The pass was complete.
And yep, the ruling on the field is going to stand. Stephen Molinax gleeful about that, as not only do they get the gain of yards, but they also get the clock to stop.
Showtime. First and 10 from the Desperados, 45 yards. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
3 wide to the top, 1 to the bottom for the Dragons. It's all or nothing here as Molinax hauls it down. It's caught! For the first time tonight, I think, the deep ball works for the Dragons. I think that was Jeff Banfield on the catch. And the Dragons, they are still in it, folks.
Yeah. This time they decided to attack the left side of the offense, and they was able to come down with a completion when they needed it.
Just an immaculate reception. Nate Heslep, the only man really to stop that from being worse, possibly even going for a touchdown.
Did you notice that Tulsa came out in a 4-3 defense on that last play? That was quite surprising.
Yeah, a little bit interesting. Now it looks like they're coming down to 3-3. It's going to be a low snap for Synergy. Synergy aiming for the end zone. That's picked off. That's ball game. Should Tulsa get the ensuing first down?
Wow, what a great play by the defense. That's how you win a ball game, right? That's how you close the show. He's looking at the fans, kissing them goodbye, and telling them thanks for coming, good night, and drive home safely.
You know, I wasn't able to get the number of the man who tipped it, but like
41. Yep.
Yeah, so that would have been Cameron Shaw. You got a lot of pass deflections tonight, none more important than that. So if Sanzo Robinson can get the first down on his legs, this game is effectively over. Handoff to the inside. Robinson going right up the middle, and DC is going to have to burn another timeout.
Every time DC attacked the right side of their offense, Tulsa answered the call. The one time they went left on a deep ball, They came up with a completion, a catch and run. Perhaps they should have went left a bit more often tonight and using Josh Gill, their main receiver.
Minute 31 remaining. Handoff once again to Robinson, who gets tripped up behind the line. I wasn't quite able to tell who got that, but it literally just seemed like he stretched out his arms. That was number 58. That is the linebacker, Casey Husky. The linebacker making a play like that.
Athletic play indeed, especially out there in space.
So now that it's 3rd and 6.
They're probably going to run the ball again here. Just
Yeah.
let the ball out the clock.
Yep, that's what we're going to do. Handoff to Sansa Robinson, who not quite able to get it. He was dragging the defender along, but at the end of the day, I guess the defender won. So now it's 4th down and inches, and, you know, if you were Tulsa, you're up by 2 scores. No, I think this is just a situation where you punt it.
Oh, you definitely got to punt it. But if I'm DC, I come after this punter. I'm sitting in the house in there. It looks like they're going to do it too.
Yeah, you don't even really have to worry about punt coverage. You just got to make sure that you block the punt. That is the most important thing. And they're going to send the house and nearly got it. That was about a fingertip away from getting the block, and now DC, they have 41 seconds, and they got to score twice.
Had he not clipped his fingernails this morning, that would have been blocked.
Meanwhile, in Fort Worth once again extends their lead. 42-3 is the score, and yeah, it's been a very interesting game down there. Short drop from Shabazz Synergy is going to be a throw over to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say got one of the 2 defenders on him to bite, not getting the other one.
He's attacked downfield right now. There's no time to waste.
Especially when they got tackled inbounds. That's not what you want to see. Short throw, and it's going to be another catch from Jeff Banfield. I think they were able to get that out of bounds. No, they weren't. Clock is still ticking.
Yep.
Short drop. Slings it deep over the middle, and that is the sort of play you wanted, but they're not going to have enough time to get back up to the line. No, they won't. That is ball game. Tulsa improves to 3-3. They went 0-3. Now they're back up at 500.
Tulsa won 3 straight games. DC loses another tough one. Tulsa looking to make a playoff push in its division. When the schedule first came out, everyone was thinking, wow, this is going to be Atlanta and Louisiana's division to win. But Tulsa saying, hey, we got something to say about that. They came out here, put their foot in the neck of these DC Dragons in the second half, and came away with an impressive second half victory. And Tulsa looking to move on and make a statement saying, hey, we're going to be a part of this playoff conversation for the first time in a while, and we can't wait to be a part of it.
Yeah, through only half the amount of games, they've equated the amount of wins they had from last season. Last season, a little bit of a slump, finishing 3-9, but now they're 3-3, 6 games through. DC falls to 0-6, but honestly, again, for them, you know, this is a great performance.
It was. I mean, you see the signs of Kevin Say, and wow, he's going to be a great running back once he, gets time in this league and develops further along. Exodus O'Brien showed signs of wow, he was a high draft pick. This defense all around, their defensive line played well as also. I mean, there are several bright spots for this DC Dragons team. And despite the fact they don't have any contracted offensive linemen, they found great ways to protect their quarterback, keep him upright, and create running lanes for Kevin Say. The future is bright for this DC Dragons team. They can keep the core of this team together and convince them that, hey, the sky's the limit. If we stick together, this team can go a long way in the near future.
Yeah, speaking of another young gun having a great night, JQ, the rookie. Yeah. He kind of got off to a little bit of a weak start throughout the earlier first 3 games, but he came alive tonight, and he's going to win Player of the Game award. 18 for 24, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns for JQ. The man went off tonight, and the rookie wins player of the game. Well, from all of us here at the SFL, I'm Jack Brown alongside Eddie Gage. Special thanks to JL Browning for keeping the stats here, making us look smarter than we are, alongside James Stroll and Cam Irvine being the great executive producer. We say so long and have a great night here from the SFL on For the Fan.
Arizona, I love y'all. Thanks for coming. Good night. Drive home safe, everybody.